Hi, this is Steve, my business partner Austin, and today we're going to look at local SEO compared to national SEO and what should you focus on. And today he's got me up on Osage Beach, Missouri plumbers. All right, that's an interesting one. Um, just looking at these, they've all got plumbers, their main category, it looks like. And service establishment people use. I don't think that that's helpful, but um, some of these probably do quite a bit more and could use quite a bit more um, categories, but that's, we've talked about that before. We've looked at that. What is local SEO? So that's exactly what we just looked up. Osage Beach, Missouri plumbers. That's local. You're looking up Osage Beach. Um, Plumber near me, that type of thing. Anything where you're looking, in a specific area, that's going to be your local. And so that's where the Google Map packs come in, local search results. That's what we do, and I would say what most agencies do is focus on the local SEO. Local SEO includes Google Business Profile optimization, which we've looked at here. Reviews and reputation management. That's a critical one. Um, that's one that Google is focusing on a lot more now. Reviews in the last 2 weeks is very important. So you want to work with your clients on that. We've got a client that we've been trying to work with on that, and we're struggling to get them to do their part in it so that we can get the reviews going for them. And you'll find that from time to time where your clients will just not be very helpful. They're actually very nice at that place, but they just are very, very, very slow to get us what we need so that we can help them. So, it's something that can happen from time to time. What are local citations? That's something that we would want to do. If you can get like the Chamber of Commerce type of thing, you get a link in there pointing to the website. There's probably going to be plumber directories. If you could get in one of those, have it point to the website. Those are all things that, those citations that'll help. And the more local ones you can get out of Osage Beach, the better. And also, the more you could get out of plumbers is also helpful. So those two things, will show that that's what you do. You want to help them with location-based keywords. And what is that? It's right here. Osage Beach, Missouri plumbers. That's what you want to focus on. And then you can go plumbing. You can dig a little deeper and see what each of these companies do. Let's look at O'Neill. He doesn't have a website. All right, let's look at Central Missouri All Service Plumbing. See if there's some extra stuff he's missing that he could get on there. Um, this website doesn't. It's kind of hard to navigate. Uh, All right. Well, so like water heaters is definitely something that he could have a separate category for. And every category you got on there will get you more customers. So those are all really important. So Osage Beach, if you're looking for a water heater, and Osage Beach water heater, you want to show up in that. Service area pages. So we'll go to Honest Abe since he's got a million things listed. In a perfect world, I'm not going to go to his website right now, but under services, he'd have each one of these listed separately and a little blurb about it. I don't know if he does, but he's paying a lot of money to be up in that number one spot. I can tell you that. So this is a paid result.
It's not paid.
Oh, that is not paid, is it? Well, I thought when I first looked up there, yeah. So he's just ranking up there, so that is pretty good. And look at all these categories he's got. So chances are pretty good he's got a service page for each of them, and that's helpful. We talked about local backlinks. It's very similar to citations, where you got the backlink pointing to your website. How does national SEO work? Well, it's is much different. Instead of targeting locally, you're competing across the whole country. So, e-commerce brands, online services, blogs, content sites. The goal here is not to get calls from your nearby customers, although you wouldn't turn that down. It's going, you want the whole nation calling you. So you can imagine, not that a plumber could do the whole nation, but trying to rank for plumber across the nation would be extremely hard. And it's extremely hard no matter what you're trying to sell across the nation. But it's basically content marketing on a huge, big scale. You have to build up high authority backlinks. Um, there's just a lot more to it. Advanced technical SEO. You've got to be perfect in what you do. Keyword targeting. If I was trying to, let's say I was trying to sell baseball bats nationally, I would probably try to start off with smaller ones, maybe, Louisville Slugger, um, bats for T-ballers or something, and try to at least get myself in the door as I'm working on getting that whole big baseball bat going. It's much, much more difficult, as you can probably imagine. You're playing in a huge field, and it's a very, very tough field at that. So what are the differences? Local SEO, you're dominating a small map. So here's our map. We need to try to dominate this. National SEO, you're trying to dominate the whole entire US map. And maybe it's even a global map. So you can imagine how much harder that is. Local SEO, you can get faster results. You'll have lower competition. Your results will be much easier to generate and to visually see. Let's say Four Seasons was number 4 last month. Now he's number 2. Well, you can visually see something happen there. It's just easier to measure. The national SEO is slower, so the results aren't always coming right away. Much higher competition. You got to have a lot of content. You got to have start to build up your brand, your authority. All those things are critical. So if I were starting a new agency, what would I focus on? And without a doubt, it would be the local SEO. And that's what we do too. We don't even try to mess with the national SEO. We might be able to do it, but again, it takes a long time. We're not that not that patient. We like to get results. So if you're just starting out, you can do local. It's not very hard. Watch our videos. If you're not sure what to do, you'll learn a lot. You can find clients easier. Results are easier to demonstrate, like we showed that. And there's just a lot of things you can show. Google Business Profile has numbers in there. You can show the good numbers. Sometimes you get a little bit of a mix, especially when the first month, but focus on the good ones. Rankings are easier to influence. It's easier to move up, but let's just see how this one's looking. So there is quite a bit of competition in this market. So it's not going to be easy to come in. Let's say if you're way down here and try to get them to the top, but you definitely can get them moving up, and you can get them some calls coming his way. And again, he only listed plumber. He's got no website, no reviews. So you've got a lot you could do to help him, but it's going to be hard to get all the way up to the top with that. It's not as hard as like national SEO, but it's still going to be difficult. So that's basically where I wanted to finish off. And what you're trying to do and what you're stressing to these people is you're trying to get them more calls. So they might not be the top, but you're going to get them more calls, and that's the important thing. I'm going to turn it over to Austin.
So when national SEO makes sense, not often, but it is powerful. It's just not very beginner friendly. It makes sense when you have proven SEO systems, strong link building capabilities, you understand content strategy deeply, and or you're working with higher budget clients. But it's often slow, expensive, and frustrating for both the agency and the client. So, a strategy that actually works is start with local SEO, build case studies, get quick wins, generate consistent revenue. If you feel like you must expand, don't go from Osage Beach to America. You can go multi-location SEO, you can do regional SEO, and eventually if you get to the point you can go national, but it's really not often that worth it. You can just make your money doing local. Um you want to finish it off?
Okay. So, um, there's really no true right or wrong answer. Should you do local SEO or national SEO? But we're going to suggest that for almost everybody, local SEO makes more sense. It's your fastest path to results. It's pretty easy to learn and understand. National SEO is a long game. It probably will pay you more, but they also will be expecting some results, at some point. So it's a harder game. You got to be patient. We're not very patient. We like to get results. Um, I would definitely stay local, until you maybe have been doing it for at least 5 or 10 years. If you want to try to go national, at that point, at least you'll know enough to do it. But it doesn't even make sense to jump right into that until you're ready for it. We could do it if we wanted to, but we just preferred local anyways because it's easier to get results. That's what it's all about. Easier to explain what we're doing, easier to justify what we're doing. So, you have anything else, Austin? All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.